Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you a juicy story time. This is the first time that, hold up. Let me zip this up. Look y'all, this ain't even zipped up. Cause once you zip it up to a certain point, it starts choking you. Welcome back to another video. In this video, like I said, I am going to be doing a juicy story time about when I went to jail. First time that I'm doing a story time, I think. Yeah, this is the first time I'm doing a story time. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you guys want to see more, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know if you want to see more story times, because baby, I promise you, I got stories. I got stories about famous people. I got stories about like a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified next time that I post. And oh, follow me on Instagram. Follow both of my Instagrams, my main page and my fitness page. Also, I just launched my website, so make sure you guys go check that out. That is preshfitness.com. Lots of good things on there. Got leggings, got workout equipment, got some guide. Well, I have one guide on there right now, but I'll later be uploading another guide. Also, if you go to my Instagram, check out my link tree. There I have all of my important links. So of course my YouTube, my Cash App, my website. So make sure you guys check that out. Get your snacks, get your wine, get your grapes, your juice, your crap, whatever you need to do, get it, because this is going to be a juicy story time. Yes, I said it. I went to jail. So I was like in middle school or something. I can't remember. I honestly don't remember what year it was, but I was in middle school. I was about 7th, 8th grade. And you guys are probably like, well, if you were in middle school, how did you go to jail? Well, I went to Scared Straight. And if you guys didn't watch it, basically Scared Straight was a TV show where bad kids would get sent there by their parents. And it's basically like they go and the officers yell in their face, the inmates are all up in their face. Like, it's like a low-key like simulation of jail. Like, it's kind of like a preview of jail. Like, if you keep messing up, like, this is what to expect. So yeah, they treat you like an inmate. On that TV show, obviously they are filming you, but when I went, it was before the TV show was big. At one point it was really big. I don't know if it's still on TV, but I remember at a certain point, like on the internet, people would upload all these funny clips on like Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that. So it was really popular at one point. But yeah, I was on there, and it was before it, like I said, it was before it popped off on TV. So yeah, basically what I went for was because, okay, so story time, this is the real story time. So I had 3 friends over, 2 guys and a girl. We were all good friends at school. My mom knew their parents, so it was cool. My mom, you know, when they came over, my mom had took us out, took us to do some fun things or whatever. So at nighttime, this is when it started getting a little twisted. So at nighttime, we were being bad as hell. I hope my mom's not watching this, but we were being bad. So we were living in North Carolina temporarily because my mom's job. So we were living in an apartment and we were bored at nighttime. Like I said, my mom had took us out and everything during the daytime, but we got bored. There was this like this rich neighborhood across the street from the apartments that we stayed in. Like, I'm telling y'all, these people are rich. Like, these houses are huge, like big houses. So we walked across the street to the big house neighborhood and we were throwing eggs at their house, at their cars, just being bad, running away. Like, bro, we were bad. So we came back home and we didn't get caught doing all that bad stuff. So we came back home and we're still bored. So my mom at the time, she had 2 cars. She had a sports car and she had a truck. And so that day, earlier that day, my friend, one of the guys, had been asking my mom, like, or not asking my mom, but he had been bragging to my mom about how he can drive and how his mom let him drive sometimes. And you know, my mom was like, okay, that's cool, but you're not gonna drive my car, period. So anyways, we got bored after we was throwing stuff at people's house, throwing eggs and milk and whatever. We had other stuff we were doing, bro. Like, we were just being bad. After we were done being bad, we came back to the apartment and we're like, so what do we want to do now? My mom was asleep, so we were like, let's take the car. The girl, she didn't know how to drive, but one of the guys did. The same guy that was like bragging to my mom about knowing how to drive and stuff. So we took her keys and we went for a joyride. And we were out, like, bro, it was late. It was really late. Like, I'm talking about like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was late. And we went joyriding, ran over a pothole, but we messed up my mom's car so bad going over that pothole. Like, bro, we messed it up so bad that like my mom had to put the car in the shop because her car was so effed up. We were scared. Luckily, we made it back to the apartment complex. Luckily, we made it back, and so we were like, okay, we gotta make up a lie because we not finna get in trouble for this, period. We not taking no L's. So when we pulled up to the apartment, somebody was parked in the spot that my mom's car was parked in before we left. And you would think, you know, why didn't we think of that? Why was not something that crossed our mind? But we were little kids, we didn't care. All we knew was that we was going for a ride, we was gonna have fun, we was riding. Like in 7th grade, bro, like just bad. So the guy that parked in my mom's spot, he was still in his car, luckily. So we had the opportunity to ask him, like, please, mister, can you move your car? Like, we stole my mom's car and we need to park it back because now we're in trouble. Her car's all messed up. Like, please, can we park here, please? He said yes. He had a homeboy with him and his homeboy was like throwing up. So I guess they had went out that night and got drunk or whatever. So he was like, yeah, after my boy finished throwing up, we'll leave. Okay, cool. They left. We parked in the parking spot and we were like, all right, so now we gotta come up with the lie. We have to come up with a lie because obviously my mom's gonna see this. Like, we went back into the apartment, we crept in, we were real quiet, nobody heard us, laid down, went to sleep. We made up our lie. So this is gonna sound really bad, you guys. This is gonna sound real bad. We made up a lie and we were like, it was some guys walking around the neighborhood and maybe they did. Okay, let me backtrack. So that was gonna be our lie if my mom questioned us, right? That was our lie. We go to sleep. It's like 3 in the morning. We are scared. But we were like, that is our story. If my mom asked, we gonna say there was some dudes walking around outside, and then we came in and we stayed in because we saw some dudes walking around being suspicious, whatever. So came back in, went to sleep. My mom comes into my room in the morning. We're all asleep in my room. And she's like, what do y'all want for breakfast? Blah, blah, I'm about to go to the store. And I feel bad. I'm like, dang, she about to see her car. She about to see her car all messed up. It's about to go down. It's about to get real. So we're just like, oh, just get whatever. Because we feeling bad. We're like, dang, we just took her car. Now she offering to cook us breakfast after we done messed up her, like, bruh. So she, like, at this point, I'm too nervous to eat. I don't care what you make. I'm nervous because I know I'm gonna get in trouble if somebody snitches or if she finds out that we took the car. So she goes, she's like, okay, cool. She comes back in after she walks outside and she's like, do y'all know what happened to my car? And we're like, what do you mean? Like, acting stupid? And she was like, my car is all messed up, like, and we're just like, dang, like trying to play it off. And so my mom, she still went and made breakfast. She made breakfast, and so we're all sitting down at the table eating breakfast, and my mom is like, okay, y'all, so I've called the police and they're coming to fingerprint my car. They're gonna fingerprint the wheel. So if y'all know anything, tell me now because they're on the way. Girl, we're eating and we're like, I'm sticking to the story, period. I'm sticking to the story because I like my freedom and I'm not getting in trouble, period, point blank. And we had already agreed, me and the friends, we had already agreed, like, this is our story. We're not changing it, period. I don't care about fingerprints because I wasn't driving anyways. But like, I low-key knew my mom was capping, but at the same time, I was kind of nervous. Anyways, so, so we're sitting at the table eating. I'm sticking to the story. We said, you know, we saw some dudes walking around, but at that point we came in. So whatever happened to your car, we don't know what happened. We don't know because we wasn't there. So yeah, then, so we're, you know, the guys are sticking to the story too. All of a sudden, and I don't know if she watches my videos, like, I guess we're cool, I don't know. But this girl, I'm not gonna say her name, this girl, she breaks down crying. First of all, she was like the most gangster little girl that I knew. Like, she was hood, she was real hood. I'm telling y'all, she was real hood. Like, the people that I hung out with in middle school, like, I hung out with some little hoodlums, not gonna lie, that was my wave back then. But yeah, she breaks down crying, bro. Like, she breaks down crying and she's like apologizing to my mom. She's like, I'm sorry, you've been so nice to me, blah blah, and like, I just can't lie to you, this and that. Which, you know, that was the right thing to do at the time, was to tell my mom what happened. But I'm like, first of all, you supposed to be one of the most gangster people that I know, and you sitting here crying and snitching on all of us? Like, are you for, like, bro, I was so mad. Okay, so I'm sitting there looking at her like, we're all looking at her like, are you dead ass right now? Like, so my mom's like, okay. She made them all go home or whatever, and skip. I'm on punishment, not grounded, but on punishment. I'm on punishment. So like, that was the worst. That was literally like the worst punishment of my life. I swear to God, that was the worst punishment I ever had in my life. So I'm on punishment. It's like months. Like, I'm on punishment like the whole entire year, bro. Like the whole freaking year. And then Christmas comes around. I didn't get no gifts, which, I mean, I was sad, but I knew my mom was serious, because like, I literally let somebody drive her car and mess it up. Like, understandable. So the punishment is kind of like fading out, it's phasing out. My mom's letting me do more things here and there. So I'm like, okay, cool. I have privileges now. I can do things now, right? One day my mom asked me if I want to go get my hair done. It was time for a retouch. You know, your girl was looking kind of busted. So my mom was like, do you want to go get your hair done? I'm like, heck yeah. Like, I haven't been able to do nothing. Like, I haven't been able to do nothing. So I'm like, yes. I've been on punishment all this time. I'm ready. So my mom's like, okay, we're gonna go this weekend. Make sure that I'm gonna wake you up early so that I can get you there earlier in the day, so that you have the rest of your day, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever we gotta do. I'm gonna wake up early to get my hair done, period. It's the morning of that I'm supposed to go get my hair done. I got bamboozled. So it's the morning of, and I'm in the car with my mom. I'm all happy and stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get my hair done. Girl, why did we pull up to a jailhouse? Okay, so I'm like, mommy, why are we here? And she's like, oh, I just need to pick up some paperwork for my job or whatever. What she was doing at the time did require her to like have to go and get different types of documents from different places and whatnot. So I was like, okay, fine. No. So we get in there, and we're like one of the first people there, so we're just sitting down, blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I start seeing other kids pop in. I'm like, mommy, why are there other kids here? Like, what's going on? And she's like, just sit tight, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. And so I'm sitting by myself. My mom, like, she goes up to the counter and stuff. She's talking to the officer. I'm like, okay, so we finna leave. Like, was she done? No, more kids are coming in. So then out of nowhere, an officer comes and she's like yelling at all of us, telling us to take off our earrings, spit out our gum, blah blah blah, get in line, empty our pockets. I'm like, where did you bring me? What, like, I am so shook at this point. I'm like, bro, where did my mom bring me? Like, I'm scared. Take me home. I don't want to be here. What the hell? Yeah, so that happened. And to make a long story short, for real, like, they really put us through it. Like, and I don't think I cried till like the end of it, but it was tough. It was tough. I saw the inmates. We walked through the inmate general area, walked past the cells, everything. Like, they were yelling in our faces. The officers were yelling in our faces. The inmates were all up in our faces. And just the thing, like, imagine that right now during COVID. Like, bro, I could not even imagine all that. But yeah, they were all up in our faces. The officers had us doing all this physical activity, like all this running and stuff. Like, I thought I was gonna pass out. So, like, to a certain point, I was like out of breath, and I was like, I'm gonna pass out. They're like, keep going. Your mom didn't put on the waiver that you had asthma. You need to keep going. You're good. I'm like, bruh, I'm literally about to pass out. I don't care if my mom put on a freaking waiver. I didn't do that. I was scared, but it was that bad. And like, when we saw the inmates, I remember some inmates like looking at me, and they were like, oh, we want her, because at the time I had real long hair and like I had the blonde highlights. So they gave me nicknames and stuff. Like, they kept calling me Mariah Carey and like Nicki Minaj wannabe or something like that, because at the time Nicki Minaj was like real poppin'. She had the blonde hair and everything, and I'm just like, bruh, I can't believe this. Like, I'm pissed at my mom. I'm like, bro, why is my mom like this? So yeah, so it was pure torture. It was pure torture. I hated it, and it didn't end there. So at the end of the whole little Scared Straight program, they're like, the officers are like, all right, y'all get in line, blah blah, this is your last chance. You're gonna talk to your parents. So they had us talk to our parents like prison style, basically. I don't know if that's the correct term, but we were basically, you know, in the little area where you had the glass and the phone, and you talk to the people on the other side. And I just remember saying like, mommy, please take me home, please, I'm sorry, like, I don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nope, you're staying. I'm like, bruh, because they were like, if your parents want you to stay, then you're gonna stay. And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna, my camera stopped, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna talk to my mom. She finna take me home. I learned my lesson. We not gonna do this. Thumbnail. Okay, anyways. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to my mom. She talking about some, no, I think you need to stay. I'm like, bro, I've been doing good. I've been on punishment, and you gonna make me stay? Oh, you, bruh, like, I was shook. And at that point is when I started crying. I was like, no, mommy, please, don't make me stay. I'm busting out in tears. So then the officers take me, they're like, no, go, get back in line, or whatever. And so I'm like, dang, I'm gonna stay in jail. I'm gonna spend the night in jail, bro, no! Yeah, so that's what happened. I can't remember if they fed us. I don't think they fed us. But yeah, so then the whole thing was over. They brought us to a room. Our parents were in there, and they're like, you're lucky, you're gonna go home. Like, they weren't actually gonna keep us, basically, but they let us go home. And like I said, it wasn't done there, because after the program, like, the officers would pop in at our school and stuff. Bro, I could not stand this officer. She would always come and check on me. Like, I could not stand her. I'm like, bro, why are you here? Like, I'm not a bad kid. Like, I've never been a bad kid. I was just a follower in that one moment. But that one moment, taking my mom's car and being sent off to Scared Straight, and you know, that one little moment has made me never ever want to go back to jail. They even had us, like, we would have to go to these little, I don't even think it was it wasn't a requirement, but my mom made me go. We had to go to these little, like, you know how in movies where like the like alcoholics or drug addicts or whatever, like, would sit in those little sessions and chairs, like, in a circle and talk about their feelings and stuff. I had to go to that, but it wasn't talking about our feelings. It was just kind of like them catching up on our lives. But it wasn't bad. Like, they fed us snacks and stuff, and like did like little activities with us, and it was just like thing to check in on us, how we're doing after the Scared Straight program. But I'm like, bro, I didn't even need that. I didn't even need that. Like, why was I there? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, I felt like I was kind of too good to be there, but at the same time, like, that experience has made me who I am today. No cap. To be honest, that's not my environment. I'm too good for that, period. I am too good to be in jail. You're not gonna catch me there. You're not going to catch me there, period. Point blank. End of story. Story time over. That's what happened, you guys. That is my story time on when I went to jail. I hope that you guys like this video. Let me know if you want to see more story times once again, because I got stories, bro. I got stories. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.